What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at Akane the Kunoichi by Haruneko Entertainment. A platform game about the titular Kunoichi, or Lady Ninja in layman's terms. A lady with some questionable dress sense, I think. I will note before we get to the title screen, there is, every single time you start the game up, an unskippable cutscene that you have to sit and watch that's a good few seconds long, probably about 10 seconds long, every single time you want to start the game up. It plays for like no reason, and you can't skip it, and you've got to wait for it to play out before you can get to the title screen. So, before we get into the game, we'll have a look at the options menu. That's what we normally do. Controls are rebindable, but as you can already see in the corner there, they're kind of a little bit strange. We're going to be navigating the menus with W, A, S, and D, or, well, W and S, because it's just up and down for the most part. We've got K is enter and L is back. Once we're into the game, we can use escape to pause, but it doesn't actually function as a back within the menus. If I press escape, it does nothing. I have to press L to go back. I can rebind these, but given that they are also the controls we're going to be using in the game, they're not an awful choice for controls in the game. This game was originally on Xbox Live Indie Games, and it does play considerably better with a gamepad. Mine was a little bit temperamental with this, but as I've mentioned in videos in the past, I'm not entirely sure whether it's just an issue with my pad or whether it's games specifically. I have a feeling it's the pad, so I wouldn't be quick to criticize that on that regard. At any rate, let's have a look at the graphics options. It's a fairly simple 2D game. You don't really need a lot in terms of graphics, but resolution would be nice. On full screen, we have resolution. In windowed, we do not. We have no resolution options whatsoever, and apparently if I press K on resolution, it changes the filtering option, which makes no sense. I don't know why that should be the case. That shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, you cannot change the resolution. So, 960 by 40 is what you get if you want to play in windowed mode. As such, this video is going to be a little bit stretched when it comes out on YouTube, because obviously I put my videos out at 720, and there's no practical way for me to record this at 720 in a window. I'm having to record this at 540. So, bear that one in mind. So, let's get into the game. What actually is it? Like I say, it is a platform game. You play a lady ninja whose master, the noble samurai, has been kidnapped. Let's play this level, why not? And she needs to go rescue him, which is kind of a weird turning on the head of the old damsel in distress kind of thing. We can run, we can jump, we can wall slide. There are weird Japanese culture things everywhere, including these cats with the waving arms. I don't know what they're called, I'm sure they have a name. And you can smash them. Some of them have power-ups. One of them will give me something, I'm sure. There we go. That's an extra attack power-up, which lets me shoot 3 daggers at once. And I can pick up a second one, which lets me shoot 5. I haven't seen many areas in the game that let you actually get the 2 power-ups to shoot 5. And quite frankly, if you get hit, you'll lose it, so it won't last long. So I can do that. 3 shots kills a guy, but if you're shooting 5 daggers at once, well, you can kill him a lot quicker. Let's see, yeah, I powered down because I took a hit there, so I'll be only shooting 3, but at close range, that's enough to kill a guy. So, oh yes, I remember this level. This level is kind of a weird kind of elevator thing. I'm just going to have to react on the fly to people on elevators. So, the green ninjas will just literally just walk towards you. The brown ninjas will actually shoot things at you. There are these kimonos, which are the collectibles in the game. The kimonos are... If you complete the level with them, it stays collected forever and it gets grayed out like that one was. Let's try and... yeah. If you get close to him, he'll throw that, and then I can lure him out. Tactic C. So he's going to throw that. I'll let him stop, and then boom! Ah. Dogs are just a little bit faster than the green guys. Other than that, there's not a terrible lot of difference. They're just going to run straight towards you for the most part. So, wonder if I can get some stuff out of there. Nope, apparently not. There's nothing in that. It was a waste of my time. And if you lose all your hearts, you'll die and start again. Or, if you fall out the bottom of the level, you will die and start again. For whatever reason, falling off the bottom of the level is insta-death. Go back to the main menu and pick it out again. There's not even a quick restart, which is unfortunate, because it is quite easy to fall off the bottom of the level sometimes, and it just won't let you quick restart. It's just go back to the main menu. Sucks to be you. Try again later. Uh-oh. You and... oh, that hat's gonna get me. I want that power up now. On the whole, the gameplay's a little... It's solid once you get used to it, but at first it kind of feels a little bit floaty. She's kind of got a lot of inertia. When you start moving, it takes a little bit of takes a few seconds before she actually gets up to speed, and she's a little hard to stop. Once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad, but it's a little bit weird if you're expecting some super precise platforming. It's not. It is, but only once you get used to it. And then when you finish the level, we've got to sit through all this wavy level complete thing. I'm not sure that's necessary in the slightest. It's a little bit... There's a lot of wasting your time, I feel, with this game. It takes a long time to do things that shouldn't take a long time. So let's try the second level, which is a different thing. This is storming a castle full of ninjas. Goro Castle! We do have special abilities, which I have not shown off so far. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see we've got... let's dodge things being shot at me. We've got... I'm not sure what that symbol's supposed to be. It looks like a... I guess, is it a scroll of some sort? I seem to recall that being in other various ninja games, so perhaps scrolls are important to ninjas or something. I'm not sure on that score entirely. But we have 3 shots, and each of those 3 shots will give us a special power. I can use Q and E, or the shoulder buttons if I'm on the pad, to change between the 3 options. I've got one that's going to do a burst in all directions. Let's see if I can find a group of guys to use it on. Or maybe I should just demonstrate it on this guy. Anyway, I can jump up and press space, and I will do this. And we get make sure we've got a good shot of her not wearing terribly much. We have another... Ooh, hang on, dodge that one. We have one which allows me to rain kunai from the sky, so let's do that. One thing to bear in mind is, yeah, surfaces can block those shots, which means it doesn't always go necessarily where you think it's going to go. And the fact that the camera zooms in to do it means that it doesn't actually kill all the enemies on the screen, like you might be hoping they would do. These sort of powers, you feel like it's going to kill everything on the screen. It's almost like a smart bomb kind of thing, and it doesn't do that in the slightest. It can quite often hit things that you just don't want to do. And our third power, let's use it to wipe this guy out. Just a big wave of kunai that's go boom and clears everyone in a path in front of you. And I'm out of those powers now, but you can pick up more power-ups from the cats as they are dotted around the level. Sometimes they'll have an extra scroll in them that'll give you an extra power-up. So whoops, watch where I'm going, I guess. But otherwise you get 3 shots to clear the tricky areas of the level. And some areas are trickier than others. There's none that I found that have been so difficult that you couldn't do it without the scroll. If you use up all your scrolls, you are not screwed, as it were. You can continue. The ball sliding mechanics are kind of nice because it took me a little while to figure it out, but the way you can hang it, you can't get off it without jumping off it. There's no way to just drop off it. You can slide down, or whilst you're on it, you can shoot away from it, which that's kind of cool. There are a few bits where that is actually really practical. Let's see if I can't use it to my advantage against these guys. So I can do that, and then while I'm sliding down there, attack them, which is pretty cool. I like that mechanic a lot. That works really well. The gameplay is, on the whole, like I say, once you get used to the slightly unusual controls and the sort of the way she moves, it's a very solid game. It feels good, it plays well, and it's quite satisfying to clear obstacles. Some of them will take you a few attempts. Let's see if we can't do that. Yeah, almost. That was almost a clever maneuver. So when you stuff like the wall hanging and shooting, it actually feels like you've accomplished something quite cool when you do that. So it's quite rewarding gameplay. Not terribly complex, but definitely rewarding, I would say. So these guys, I feel like I could use some powers to deal with, but hey-ho. If you shoot them in the back, most of them probably won't turn around. The green ones, if you do shoot them, will immediately turn around and start walking towards you. The brown ones don't seem to... They seem to have less awareness of daggers being stuck in their back, which is unusual. It's the sort of thing you'd feel people might notice, but... Okay, let's dodge that. There we go. Ninja skills! Yeah! Let's do that. See? There we go. Almost. Boom. And we've got these to collect. There seems to be little point to collecting them whatsoever, to be honest, beyond completionism. I think there's an achievement for finishing the game with collecting all of them. There's 3 in every level to pick up, including the boss levels, so there's often some extra hidden bits in the boss levels to do to go get them. I feel like the game could potentially have sort of given you some extra incentive to do the levels better, but quite frankly, once you... The only thing you can do is get the kimonos, and once you've collected all the kimonos, that's it. You are against the timer, but there's no particular incentive to do the level any faster, beyond I don't know, personal pride, I suppose. The game doesn't even give you a high score how fast you completed it. It just says if the timer runs out, that's it, end of. Again, the health, I feel like the health could have been used. You get through the level without taking a hit. There is an achievement for finishing a level without taking a single hit, but there's no actual reward for doing so beyond that. I feel like a sort of a grade at the end of the level said, based on your time and damage taken and kills dealt and stuff, you could have received these grades. But as it is, there's no such thing. It's just you finished the level and you've collected kimonos. That's about it. So this is going to be a boss level, or it would be if I hadn't fallen down the hole. Let's go deal with the boss. The first boss is considerably harder, and I'll probably get killed by it. So actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the second boss because I can probably deal with that. The first boss, he just, I don't know. He almost seems maybe a little unfair, to be honest. The first boss. He moves really fast, jumps really high, and he's incredibly hard. He needs some extreme precision timing to actually get the first boss to die, to be honest. If you mess up, chances are you're gonna have to try again, basically. So this guy is literally just lure him up close to you and then shoot him in the face when he lets his guard down. If you try and shoot him while his sword's up, he'll block the shots. So that's no good. See, that's not gonna work. If I get close to him, he'll do a sword, and I can then shoot him in the face. Lather, rinse, and repeat until his health meter depletes. His health meter being the big blue bar in the bottom corner. So if I do it well, I can land 2 shots in his face each time, and he won't get to move far because I'm already triggering his next attack. This one actually fairly straightforward. Like I said, the first one actually speeds up and gets really quite challenging. This guy is literally just rinse and repeat. So, and then when he gets too close, I can run over his head along the top here. That cave system bit at the start was, I guess, where all the kimonos and stuff were hidden. I haven't particularly bothered exploring it. I'm not too terribly concerned about collecting kimonos because there's just very little point to it beyond getting chivos. I suppose if you're an absolute achievement hunter, then perhaps that's the kind of thing you might want to go for, but the average casual gamer who really just wants to enjoy the game probably won't be too bothered about collecting all the kimonos. Once again, we are against the clock here, but there's going to be no point to it. You can get the power-ups that extend the clocks, so if you are having trouble completing a level in a certain amount of time, sometimes you'll pick up an extra hourglass, which will add an extra minute or so onto your clock. On the boss levels, we have no power-ups, so we don't have any of the special ninjutsu, is it? I forget the specific term for ninja powers, but yeah, since you've got 0 scrolls in the corner, so we're going to be given no resources to fight a boss with, because that would probably be actually kind of a bit OP. I mean, imagine doing the wave of daggers right in his face there. That would probably deal a lot of damage and, yeah, end the fight fairly quickly. But that's not going to be terribly hard. He's dead. Great animations there on the death, by the way, and that could maybe have been handled a little better than just a fall off the screen. But hey-ho, that's how it goes. So, complete level without getting hit. Woo! There we go. Achievement unlocked. And we get once again the swirly, weird finishing thing that is totally and entirely unnecessary. But there you go. That is Akane the Kunoichi. It's more of that. So far, I'm pretty much exactly halfway through the game. This is your entirety of the levels. You've got 15 levels with 5 bosses. And it's taking me about an hour and a half to play through here, so I guess if the rest of the game was to take about the same length, you're looking at potentially about 3 hours worth of gameplay total in here. But it's quite an affordable game, so you're probably getting your money's worth. It is £1.99 or your regional equivalent on Steam. It's also available, as I say, it's already on Xbox Live Indie Games, it has been for some time. I believe it's also on Windows Phone and iOS, so I'm not sure how well it would handle on them, but I'm not an iOS reviewer, so this is obviously covering PC. So I can't speak for those platforms. Xbox Live Indie Games, you'll be using the pad, so I imagine it handles quite well on there. It's probably a good platform to play it on, to be honest with you. But yeah, for £2 on Steam, you could do far worse than this. It's quite an enjoyable little platformer. It's not going to be anything to be remembered through the ages as one of the finest high points of gaming, but it's certainly something that will give you a good few hours of entertainment. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Akane the Kunoichi, and I shall see you next time.